Oh, man, y'all don't even know. All right, well, that's how we do it. And we're here once again, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, yeah,
Riffin
yeah.
with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Riffin
All right,
with
everybody,
Griffin, baby.
welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. We're doing it live once again.
Riffin with Griffin.
First of all, happy Valentine's Day, special day to celebrate the loved ones in your life. And no one has a more special loved one than me. She might pop in and make an appearance. So we're going to talk about Valentine's Day, and we're going to talk about my SuperBowl recap, my whole weekend. But other than that, it's just going to be a fun time, and I wish you well. And once again, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa.
Riffin with Griffin.
All right, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin, everybody. As you know, Riffin with Griffin, we're here live. Everybody that's on YouTube right now watching live, I appreciate you guys being here, as always. And then everybody listening on all the audio platforms, thanks for being here for that. You know, I like to do it live. For one, I like going off the cuff. Two, it's actually easier for production because it's already ready to go. So I have my reasons, but it is what it is. But thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe, share, hit the notifications, like, and all that good stuff because it really helps. So I appreciate that. You know, I'm on Twitch daily most days, and so check me out at Erik Griffin Gaming. You can be a subscriber there if you want to support the show. That's a great way to support the show, is being a Twitch sub. But you can also be a Patreon member. I'm going to be doing some more content. I got a bunch of videos that I'm going to come out that I'm doing with Rachel. So make sure you guys check that out. And, thanks for being here, And there is, let's see if this works. Boom. It didn't work, but whatever. So technical difficulties all the time, and that's when you're doing a show by yourself. That's what ends up happening. But before I get started and keep going, I also want to thank our sponsor of the show. It's KickOFF. I want to thank KickOFF for being a sponsor of the show. If you're looking to boost your life and you want to help build your credit score, KickOFF is the one. Get an amazing credit score and rewards. So what are you waiting for? Apply right now in minutes at kickoff.com to start building better credit. That's KIKOFF.com to build your credit score without the lift. Start today at kickoff.com. All right, guys, it is Valentine's Day, and welcoming to the show, the beautiful, the vivacious, my beautiful wife, Mrs. Griffin. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Erik. Husband I love so dearly.
So you already going to start off with your, Rachel has a great podcast voice. That's what she does. She's like, all right, babe, you look lovely. We're going out to dinner, and I wanted to bring you on for, a little while. Remember, we're live, so you know how that goes. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I love your pink shirt that I got for you. It looks great on you.
It does look great on me. But I brought Rachel on because, well, first of all, something's up with. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I just get anal about like what the thing looks like, because it's like there's always, it never looks the way you want it to look, man. The key threshold thing, you know what I mean?
Honestly, that's how I feel about my hair.
Babe, your hair looks great. It took
Yeah, but there's always something,
Oh, you know what? You're right. We are the same in that way. That's crazy that we look at things like that the same. Yeah, I just wanted to. It's like the green screen thing was messing up. But anyways, okay, so it's like what to get for Valentine's Day. So I wanted to get. Let me just say something about Rachel while she's on the screen right now. So Rachel, one of the things I love about her is she likes to do research. So even if I say, hey, I want to buy you something, then she doesn't like surprises because she likes to pick, right, babe?
Yeah, but I also, if I'm going to spend money on something, I want to make sure that I really love it.
Okay, right. So she does a lot of like research. So she'll like go on a website. So if I say, hey, I know you want this Gucci purse because she wanted a Gucci purse. So then she went to the website and she like, now it's like 3 hours of Gucci research. And then she sends me first the most outlandish purse, you know.
It actually wasn't the most outlandish. The last photo was the most outlandish. It was like $31,000. But the first one was like,
okay, let's not even talk about it.
$3,300.
No, the first one was like $6,500, and I'm like, you ain't getting a $6,500 purse for Valentine's Day. So,
that's what Gucci has to offer.
No, they have other. Why do you have to go to the website and then sort by most expensive?
I don't. I actually, well, first I sorted by newest. But
oh, really? you sort by newest? Is that really what you do?
Yeah, but then I just wanted to look at all of them because I'm not trying to buy the most expensive, but the ones I like are usually the most expensive.
Ooh, why am I not sleeping?
So I just have really good taste of the quality and type I like. Well, I don't want just a plain purse that you're going to spend all this money on that you can get at Target or Walmart or like.
Yeah, well, that sounds like, those sound like great purses. I mean, Target and Walmart purses. What are you hating on Target and Walmart purses?
No, I'm not because I wear them. But if I'm going to get a quality purse that I love, that I can like, you know, if you're spending all this money on it, then you want to make sure that you're going to, it's not just like seasonal. It's going to last you forever and you're going to... What are you doing?
Nothing.
I could see you over here.
Oh, I said busted. Baby, we get it. Okay, so Rachel got me a gift. I'm still going to get her. We're going to dinner. I'm not going to tell you where. When we leave here, we got to go to dinner. So actually, we got to finish up. It's going to be like a... not as long episode as normally, but Rachel got me something for Valentine's Day, and I'm going to open it up live on the podcast. So you ready, Beck?
Yeah, I think you'll really love it.
Okay. All right, so it's always wrapped very nicely. Okay, you know. Let me show you the box. There's the box, you know, the bag. Very lovely stuff. Okay. Wait, there's a lot of stuff. All right. First up is... a spoon set. Oh, you got me a new baby spoon.
Yeah. But they're not baby spoons. They're adult spoons.
They're baby spoons.
They're just small spoons, but they're adult spoons.
Yes. And if you guys remember back in the podcast from many episodes ago, Rachel threw away my baby spoon. And it was a whole thing. And she's finally replacing it. Oh, these are great little honey spoons.
Yeah, they're honey spoons.
Because we like honey in our coffee. Babe, thank you. I love you.
You're welcome. I knew you would love it.
And there's something else in here. Let's see. Oh, I love it. This is my new obsession, which is coffee mugs. Oh, you are the best. Oh, you're simply the best.
Better than all the rest.
Really? You singing live? Okay.
You started it.
I should have got her to sing in my you're simply the best. All right, babe, thank you for this. And thank you for the honey spoons. I appreciate you.
Yep, your next coffee is going to be extra special.
And you know, and I get obsessive about this too. I like, so now this is my new coffee mug. So I had a big coffee mug, and then I got that. I went on Mark Maron's WTF podcast, and he gave me a mug, and then I was using that for a long time. And then we went on our honeymoon, and I got a coffee mug there. I was using that one, and then Rachel bought us some coffee mugs that have an R and an E on it. So then I'm using my E one
and my R
and her. Well, you know, when you're not home, I like to drink out of you, girl.
It's
and
okay.
Then I have my You're the Best coffee mug, so I'm for sure gonna be drinking out of that one. So, babe, thank you for being here. Unless you want to stay a little longer, it's up to you.
You're welcome.
You know.
I'll stay a little bit.
Oh, look at her getting comfortable.
I mean, I don't have a gift to open, so.
You're good.
But we're going to go to a very nice dinner, and I bought myself some chocolate-covered strawberries.
Wow. This is how you gonna do me? Wow. I can't even believe it right now. This is how. Okay.
And it's fine.
Babe, you said you. Okay, so we're not gonna talk about how yesterday you were like you don't want the Gucci purse.
I didn't
there's
because
nothing in Gucci. I hate Gucci now. That's what she does.
no, every time I look at the Gucci website, it's not necessarily my style. And so I try to like,
What's your style? If that's not your style,
I don't know what my style is, but it's not necessarily Gucci. Gucci is just too extreme. It's like too weird. It's too hipster, honestly.
it's too hipster.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
It means it's like too weird. Like
It looks
I mean
fine.
it's luxury and it's like expensive, but it's like
All right, you know what?
their old school stuff like 10, 20 years ago was way better.
All right, you can't see this, but oh wait, hold on a second. You won't be able to see it.
Are you showing the purses?
Well, yeah, I want to go to the website. Let me go to the Gucci website. Gucci.
Like I like the stuff that they show on the runway shows and stuff, but
Right.
unless you have the full outfit or the full look, it's like pieces of it it's like hard to wear.
Okay, hold on a second. Are you telling me you hear how she works? So you're saying you can't just have a Gucci purse. If you don't have the Gucci stuff to go with it, the Gucci purse is useless. Is that what we're saying right now?
No, it's just like the cheapest Gucci purse isn't necessarily the one you want. It's like the one you see on the runway show that you love is like the 61,000, the 31,000 purse.
Are you crazy right now?
Well, a little bit because I probably would never buy that purse,
it's
but
not
that's the
working.
purse I want.
Oh man, it's not working properly. I can't even show it because I didn't have that set up right.
It's okay.
But you guys go to the Gucci website. But Rachel, can I ask you something? All the purses seem to look the same. They have like the image, the whatever the logo is on the front of the purse. Like Louis Vuitton does that. What's that one you have? LV, whatever, LI. What is that one?
Louis,
No, the other one, the black purse.
YSL.
YSL. They have YSL on it. Gucci has Gucci on it. Louis Vuitton has Louis Vuitton on it.
But I also learned my lesson is like when you get a logo on front, if it's too big and there's like too much like metal part, then it gets scratched too easily really quickly and then it doesn't look good. And so like, yeah.
All right. Baby, you should look at this camera right there. There you go.
Sorry, I just keep looking at you.
Well, how are you looking at me? Where am I at?
There's a camera up there.
Oh. That's my...
And I can see you. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not talking to anyone.
Oh. Hey, you're talking to the people out there.
But happy Valentine's Day to everyone. And this is one of my favorite holidays. I love wearing pink. I love wearing red. I love love.
I love love.
I do.
She does. She loves love. And we love Rachel. All right, babe. I love you so much. And let me finish this podcast and we will go to dinner. Everybody say goodbye to Mrs. Griffin. Bye. I know it's hot in here. Can you turn the AC on, babe?
Oh, now?
Yeah, because I needed to start. Babe, I'm live on my podcast. Can you not be... Man, she be going in, huh, y'all? All right, well, that was the Rachel portion of the podcast. I'll have her zip on more often, but, it is what it is. But you know what? While we're talking about stuff, let's talk about Kick, y'all. Kick. You got to get that credit score up, y'all. Your credit score is super important, and you don't even realize how it affects your life. And KickOFF is here to help you get that credit score in gear. If you're ready to take the next step in your life, whether it's buying a new car or moving into a different apartment or even buying a house, the first step is having a healthy credit score. KickOFF can help you take control of your credit so your score doesn't get in the way of your goals. All right. They have plenty of plans. Plans start at $5 a month, and every one-time payment you make with KickOFF is reported to the major credit bureau. So look at that. When they see healthy habits, you have a happier credit score. I mean, listen, this is really important, and a lot of people don't understand how credit works. And credit's like, how much credit do you totally have? So one of my tips for you is like, if you have 2 credit cards, if you only have 1 credit card, for instance, let's say you have 1 credit card and you have a $500 balance and you only have 1 credit card and that's all your source of credit, now you're using 50% of your credit because you have a $500 balance. What you need is 2 credit cards, say they're both $1,000 balances, and you have a $500 balance on one of them. Now you're only using 25% of your total credit. That kind of stuff goes into play, and they help you get all that stuff in gear so you understand what's going on. So get your credit score up, man. KickOFF has also been praised by big-time names like Forbes and NerdWallet as a smart way to build your credit fast. All right. So what are you waiting for? Apply right now in minutes at kickoff.com to start building better credit. That's KIKOFF.com to build your credit score. Start today at kickoff.com. All right, y'all. Now that I know that my my thing doesn't work, I can't go to those things that I wanted to show you guys. But I wanted to just talk about Valentine's Day is a great day, and I know some people are like anti-Valentine's. They're like, oh, this is just a corporate America trying to, whatever. It is what it is. It's a great day to also just celebrate love. That's all it is. You can celebrate love every single day, but this is that special day where you go, we're going to celebrate love even more today. So Valentine's Day is a good day, and especially when you have a loved one in your life to help you out. So this is great. So I have my honey spoons. I got my honey spoons, and I have my new coffee mug. So shout out to Rachel for that. I appreciate that very greatly. So let's see. I was in New York this past weekend. I went to New York, and shout out to the Bell House in Brooklyn. We had a nice little crowd, but I'm going to keep building, go back out there. Then I did the Cellar. So the Friday I was in Brooklyn. Saturday I went to the Cellar. New York's a fun place. It's different, because I kind of established myself here in LA. So I'm one of the dudes in LA. You go to the Comedy Store at any place. You go to the major clubs in LA, Laugh Factory, Improv, Comedy Store, and even the Ice House is about to open up. I'm in at these places. You come into town, I'm, it's like, oh, Erik Griffin's at such and such. New York, I don't really have it like that, so I got to establish myself there more. So I do want to go to New York more because it's just a different comedy scene. It's a different sensibility, and I like that. I just like it. There was some funny cats out there that I saw. So shout out to the Cellar for giving me a spot. Yeah, so that was fun. And then I went to Vegas. So me and my boy Jeff, longtime best friend, shout out to Jeff Chanette. We've been going to Vegas every single year for like 25 years, man. We go to Vegas, so we went to Vegas for the Super Bowl, and it's amazing how much has changed over the years. But before I even talk about that, can I just talk about something like this other thing that happened? So a buddy of mine was setting up a gig for me. He was like, he's a comic. I won't even say who, because I don't want to this is like my personal business, but I'm not going to say names because, anyways, he goes, yo, man, there's this gig. We could both do it, but I know you're, I'm a little bit more well-known than he is, but it don't matter. He tries to set the gig up, right? And then the guy is not getting back to us, because it's like in Vegas. You got to fly to Vegas. So it's like, it's hard to get a hold of this guy. He hasn't said yes or no. He decides he don't want to spend money on 2 comics. So my boy's like, yo, you could just do it. And I'm like, why don't you just do it? But anyway, so I finally get a hold of the guy, and we're talking on the phone, right? And he's telling me about the gig. It's sort of a corporate gig for and they're doing an event for the company and all this stuff. And he's like, we're going to do it like this. We're going to have basketball. We're going to have all this stuff. And then we're going to have you do a show. And so I'm trying to get a gauge of okay, so what kind of show is it? Is it you want me to make fun of the heads? You know what I mean? Like what are you looking for? You looking for a real comedy show? You looking for, the kind of thing. And then the guy says, he goes, yeah, okay, but just when you're doing a show, we don't want you saying things like bitch or pussy. Those are like the 2 words he picked, right? Just randomly, we don't get down like that. That's how he says it. Our company, we don't get down like that. I immediately took offense. When people do this, here's the thing. if you're going to book a comic for a show and you want a clean show, then you say, hey, it's family friendly. So we want all clean. But when you start to pick and choose like certain words, when you're like, okay, so do your show the way you do it, just don't say these 2 words, go fuck yourself. That's what I say to that. You know what I mean? So I got a little bit of a toot on the phone because I'm like, yo, man, that's out of context. Context matters when you're saying things, you know? Because if you're like, oh, man, I was acting like a bitch, or, you know, there's certain ways you could say words that it's not crass or lewd, you know? Which would change the context of like the making the words okay. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a whole thing. So then, you know, we're kind of going back and forth, and he's like, you know, getting an attitude with me. It's like, because everybody thinks they're important. You know what I mean? It's like, by the way, I'm doing you a favor. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're paying me, I'm still this ain't a real show. There's no artistic value in going. This is all for money that I don't need, by the way. So I'm like, all right. I thought I was going to do the show with my friend, and then I couldn't do the show with my friend because he didn't even want to pay him. So now I'm like, now I'm just going to do a show. And I'm kind of like, okay. So he's hitting me with all these like, and then we kind of go like, well, you know, then he says this, he goes, well, yeah, I get it. If I would say with my friends, but I would never say those words in front of 1,000 people. And I was like, because your dumb ass ain't a comic, you know? You acting like a pussy bitch. See, there's an example of how the words could be used. Anyways, I'm feeling like it's getting weird on the phone, so I try to be like, hey, man, if you want, I get what you want. I've done churches. I've done all kinds of shows. It'll be fine. Just, get to, you know. Anyways, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, I get a text from the guy. You know what I mean? And I actually already deleted it because I don't want his dumbass number in my phone. He's all like, yeah, you know, I didn't like that conversation that we had, so I'm getting a different comic. We're going in a different direction. You know, have a nice day, blah, blah, blah. I just hit him with the like on this thing. Like, bye. Like, dude, I'm just venting. I'm venting. Is it okay if I vent? You know, that's what it's like. Stuff that pisses me off. You know what I mean? I'm complaining about something. I didn't appreciate his tone, his attitude. The whole thing was like, whatever. I was contentious. I realized if I really wanted to do the gig, I would have been like, no problem, dude. It's going to be fun. Because I know when I get there, it doesn't even matter. Like when somebody says that kind of stuff, as a comic, you go to the show and you go like, oh, hey, so-and-so, he said I couldn't say these words. What do you guys think? And then everybody would have been like, say it. I mean, you know how to get around that. But I honestly just was like, I didn't appreciate him. You know, it's like I just didn't appreciate the whole interaction. You know, especially when you're talking about you're paying for art, you know, I'm giving you, people think that it's just like, hey, go up here and be a clown. Go up here and just like, you know, entertain us. Well, I do that, my brand. And if you don't want my brand, don't hire me. You understand? That's how it works. But don't hire a brand and then tell them to do something different. It's like you don't hire McDonald's to cater your thing and be like, yeah, no burgers. Yeah, we don't do that here. We want all healthy. It's like, you hired McDonald's, motherfucker. You know what I mean? You hire McDonald's, you get in McDonald's, okay? Same thing if you know, even if it's some like, you know, you ordering from some fancy sushi place and you get the sushi and you're like, yeah, no raw stuff. It's like, know what you're getting, bro. Yeah, have a nice day at 1 a.m. was a middle finger to me. So from me to you, bro, if you ever watch this, 2 middle fingers for you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I'm just mad and I'm just venting on my platform because I can. You know what I mean? But it's just ridiculous. You know? Whole thing is ridiculous. But anyways, all right, let's get to it, guys, why this episode is really all about. Let's just get my Super Bowl recap. So me and my boy Jeff, we've been going to Vegas for so many years, and it has changed dramatically, man. Vegas has changed dramatically when it comes to like going to the Super Bowl, to watch the Super Bowl. So we used to go, and at first, I remember it like not be like people were there to bet, but then it became a thing where like watching the game at the sports book is actually cool because they got all these TVs and there's a bunch of people there. And so for the first few years we would go, the sports book, it's first come, first serve. And then eventually it turned into, they were like, yo, people actually like watching it here. They would rope it off, and then they would charge money. Like, if you wanted to sit at the sports book, you needed to get a reservation and then, like, you know, pay a certain amount of money to sit at the sports book. So then that was like whatever. So then, like, I'm a part of the rewards programs, and then the rewards programs, the hotels, they started having these big parties. They were called SuperBowl parties. So they would be in these big rooms, big screen, big projector TV, and then they would have free food and all this kind of stuff. And so there'd be a price for that. So then you can watch the game like that. We did that a couple times, but I actually didn't like it because the food was always whack. And now you stuck at, you know, you're like, eh. So then, as we got older, now we're older. So then it goes like this. We go to Vegas. We make our bets. We get our slips. That's what we like to do. We get to like the paper that has all the parlay bets, all the nonsense parlay bets. So we would go, we get our parlay bets, and we sit, we have lunch, and we like figure out like, oh, okay, who's going to score the first touchdown, the coin toss, all these ridiculous bets, like who's going to have more yards, who's going to, they have so many great prop bets. And we would sit there, figure that out, fill out all the sheets, go stand in the long line at the sports book, and then we would like make our bets, you know. And then, like, you know, we would watch the game. Sometimes we would just stand outside the sports book because you could still watch the game, and everybody's like, there's TVs everywhere. You're yelling and cheering with everybody. You watch the dumb commercials. And then the halftime would come. We go to the room. We sort of watch the halftime show of whoever it is, fall asleep in the third quarter, wake up in the fourth quarter. Just as we got older, because we were both older. And then we finish the game in the room, and then we go see if we won. We take our tickets to the winnings. This year, it's really different now. I think after the pandemic, people aren't going to Vegas as much as they did before. But what's really happening too is everything's moved online. So we were at Mandalay Bay, which is a part of the Caesars Rewards MGM conglomerate of whatever that is. And so they have this thing called MGM Bet, you know. So then now you don't even need to go to the sports book. They have these machines that you deposit money into the machines, and now it goes to your account, and all the prop bets and everything is right on your phone. You can even live bet. You know, sounds like a commercial, but it's not. I'm just telling you how things have changed. So now we're just sitting on our phone, but now we go to the sports book, and it's half empty. You know, like there's people sitting in all the chairs that you could sit in. And even during the game, there was empty chairs and stuff. And it was just like, it was like we were just standing there like, man, 5-6 years ago, we would not be able to stand right where we are right now. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to stand and watch the game. So we're just talking with people and watching the game. And it was like a super exciting game. And then it was just like, you know, we're walking around. We went to like this one restaurant. So after the first half was about to end, we went over to this restaurant because it was like 5. It was this sushi restaurant that was about to open up, and they were only going to serve. And we go there, no one's in there. They got TVs at the bar. Literally, there was like 2 people at the bar, and we're just like, wow, we could just sit here, eat sushi, and watch the game. No way. I'm telling you, 5 years ago, this whole bar would have been jam-packed with people, and they would have been because we were at Mandalay Bay, so we passed by the House of Blues. It was empty. There was like a splattering of people at the bar. The restaurant side, there was practically no one there. And, you know, I say, oh, why don't we just go sit and have some snacks? Because we were going to a steak dinner later. I go, let's go over here and have some snacks. We walk up to the thing, and the lady's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, if you want to sit here, it's $250 a person. Man, I laughed in her fucking face. $250? No, thank you. I can just stand right here and watch. Anyways. We go over to the sushi bar, and then they just let us sit there, and we're talking with them, and they're telling us how, yeah, we tried this last year because they weren't open when the game started. So I asked the lady behind the bar, I go, why didn't you guys open for the game? And she was like, we tried it last year, and no one was here. I was like, wow. So we sat, we watched the halftime show, and then, you know, we actually watched the rest of the game sitting right there. You know, we had a couple of rolls, and then as soon as the game ended, we went over to strip steak, had a steak dinner, and it was great. But it's just weird how Vegas is different, and I don't know what that's from. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the chat or in the comments. Like, is the world so different now because of post-pandemic and also how everything has moved online? Because if you think about it right now, you could go to Vegas, you know, you could get like a big ass suite, watch the game in the suite, and you don't have to worry about going downstairs to the sports book because you got the app. Or you could Airbnb a nice house in Vegas, barbecue, do all the stuff you're gonna do, have a bunch of people over, watch the game like that. Like it seems to be, it's like so different now, how people are interacting with each other. It's not as important to do things like that. I don't know. It just looked like, man, like this is only gonna get worse. Are they even gonna? There won't be any sports books because you'll just be able to do everything on the computer. There's gonna be no human interaction. I don't know. It just was it was a strange thing, and I'm just curious as to see what you guys might think of it. So, anyways, let's go over the game. First, let's go to the tin fool hat people, not tin foil, tin fool. You're a tin fool if you think the Super Bowl was fixed. Like, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear it, man. In 1918 or whatever that was, when they tried to fix the World Series, it was found out at a time when there was no internet. There was no mass communication. They just had papers and telephones, and that's it. And they found out about it. Do you think that the entire NFL of people, all right, and it's fixed and it wouldn't come out? First of all, Antonio Brown would have ratted him out. Think of all the disgruntled NFL players, they would have found a way for it to get out. Even if it's not from them. Like, there's no way you could keep a secret of that magnitude that, we're going to script it. And when did they practice? The press and media have been around the teams for the 2 weeks, Like, when would they practice, let's script out everything that's going to happen? If you believe that, you're let me curse at you. You're a fucking idiot. Anybody that believes that professional sports is completely fixed and scripted is a fucking idiot. There's no way. There's just no way. Now, are there people that are trying to manipulate the outcome because of gambling and money interests? Yeah, probably. And they're trying to weed those people out, but they get found out. Referees get caught. Players get caught. Just no way you could keep a magnitude of that hidden for so freaking long. So, I don't know. It's just, I don't believe it. It's my opinion. You think it's fixed? Go ahead. You keep your tin fool hat on, but not me. Let me hear what you guys say in the comments. But anyways, great game. So, you guys know, if you watched the podcast, I originally thought that Cincinnati would go to the Super Bowl and the 49ers would go to the Super Bowl, and I thought Cincinnati would win. That didn't happen. Cincinnati lost to Kansas City, and the 49ers had bad luck. The Eagles took them out, but they also had a considerable amount of bad luck with Brock Purdy getting hurt, the other quarterback getting hurt, not having an extra quarterback. It was so disappointing of a game. So you cut to this game, and I thought, from last week, Patrick Mahomes is going to win this game. I just thought legacy is on the line. The dude, here's the talk. People are doubting him. Everybody was talking about how Joe Burrow has already beaten him 3 times. Is Joe Burrow better? So he had to stomp him out. And then he heard the talk. He's had 2 bad Super Bowls. Even the Super Bowl that he won, he didn't have a great game. He had a great fourth quarter. And in the next Super Bowl he was in, he lost to Tom Brady. The offensive line was decimated, but he didn't have a great game. Cut to this game, the dude was a monster. The stats he didn't have great gaudy stats, but the dude had his fingerprints all over this game. They won because of him, primarily because of him. But it was also a great team effort. I think the whole team played well. I thought the Chiefs' offensive line dominated the game. He didn't get touched. He didn't get pressured. He didn't get rushed. The Chiefs' offensive line heard that talk. How can they fight it? They won't be able to stop the Eagles' defense with all these all-pros. 3rd most sacks in NFL history in a season. So they heard all that talk. So they stepped up, right? Then it was like, the receivers they can't handle these cornerbacks. Those receivers did their job. Patrick Mahomes was dotting it up all over the field. So I think that Patrick Mahomes, as the leader of the team, he willed them to victory. I mean, he did. Okay? But I'll say this. The Kansas City offense, like, let's compare the teams, okay? This is what's crazy about this game, y'all. And it's just my football analysis as a fan. I'm no expert, okay? I'm not claiming to be either. As a fan, I'm just talking as a fan and as an observer of the game. If you look on paper, who played better? The Eagles' offense was better than the Kansas City offense. The Eagles' offense scored more points than the Kansas City offense. The Eagles' offense was unstoppable. They had one mistake on offense. One major mistake, I'm saying. That was the Jalen Hurts fumble. And he's still. So let's look at it. The Eagles' offense, including quarterback, Jalen Hurts, you look at his numbers, he had a way better game than Patrick Mahomes. 3 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown, a 2-point conversion, over 300 yards. The dude was balling, right? I think he had over 300 yards, but he had 70 yards rushing. It just was a complete game. The dude looked like, oh, he going to get paid. Oh, Jalen Hurts, he going to get paid, y'all. He going to get his money. So the offense, whenever they needed to score, they needed to score. Defensively, this is one of those things where defense does win championships, because which defense was better? Which defense, special teams, like, that's a combination. Defense and special teams. What defense and special teams played better? It was clearly the Chiefs. They got a scoring touchdown. They got that monstrous run back that got them to the 5, which led to an easy touchdown. I mean, they did all they could to keep them from scoring, and they still, it was so close. Like, it's just a couple of plays on special teams and defense that the Chiefs did better, but the Eagles defense, the Eagles defense, this vaunted defense, man, did nothing. They got beat down, man. The Eagles defense let that team down. They did. And then so cut to that last play, and look, you want to say all you want to say about the Eagles defense and like that call, the holding call against James Bradbury. Is that the guy's name? Yeah, the cornerback. Look, the dude said it himself. He was like, yeah, I held the guy. And here's how I feel about it. I'm 50-50 on it. It was holding, and he should have called holding. But to me, the pass, like, if the pass was closer to being caught, then you throw the flag. So, you know what I mean? Like, the guy's running, he's being held, they're fighting, they're hold, but the pass was so overthrown, the dude wasn't going to catch it anyway. So then you leave it. But if at the point of the play, you see it, and you go, no, the dude would have caught that if it wasn't for the holding, then you call it. That's what I think. So it's just one of those plays. It was holding, but we were robbed. See, that's the thing about it. We, as fans, were like, oh, didn't you want to see the Eagles stop them? Chiefs kick a field goal, and then Jalen Hurts gets the ball with like a minute 50 with one timeout. Let's see what you got, youngster. Can you take him down the field and score and win this game? We would want to see that. We would have wanted to see that, man. That would have been great. But sadly, we didn't. The dude made a mistake. You don't hold in that situation. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done it. Because in his mind, he made a calculation. He was like, but I get it too. Like, he was about to get beat. The dude was beat, so he was like, oh, man, that's a great move. I can't let you get this touchdown. In my opinion, yeah, hold him. Get the penalty so they're not in the end zone. So, I get that. But at the same time, Patrick Mahomes just flung that, and it just really looked like even if the dude would have went clean and not held him, I don't think Juju would have got there to catch that ball. So it's one of those plays that's the one black mark, the one blemish on an absolutely fabulous Super Bowl. Like, that was a great game, man. When the Eagles came back and scored that, when they were down 8 and they scored that touchdown and got the 2-point conversion, I was like, oh, this is a battle. Like, this is a battle. This isn't like we've seen so many terrible Super Bowls in the past 5, 6, 7 years, man. They're all garbage. Garbage. It's like a blowout. And then, like, maybe that one when Brady came back and it was like the comeback against Atlanta when he was at the – but that was like, to me, Atlanta, run the ball. What do you do? That was just stupidity on Atlanta's part. And that was a boring Super Bowl up until the fourth quarter. So many boring ones. Oh, how about that boring – oh, the Patriots Rams, was it the Patriots? 3 points scored? Ugh. That was just absolutely ridiculous, So this was an absolutely fantastic it was fantastic. It was a really great Super Bowl, and the league looks like it's in good hands, man. But like I say, the Chiefs offensive line dominated. That was great points in the game. Jalen Hurts showed he is a number one. He's QB1. He's a QB1. He was unstoppable, right? He really was. And it's a shame we didn't get to see him do his thing. And also, to me, the other winner was Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. They dialed up, 2 times the receiver was wide open. That's coaching and preparation. So the Eagles got out-coached in every aspect of the game, other than not every aspect, because the Chiefs' defense, they couldn't stop them. The Eagles could score whenever they wanted. It would have went back and forth, but the Chiefs' defense did enough. They capitalized on the mistakes, and the special teams won the game. You know what I mean? It was great. It wasn't, like I say, it was a controversial finish, but it is what it is, and by the way, you think about this too. The kicker, Kansas City, the kicker missed that field goal. I mean, there was so many different things that went on in this game. And also the field. I thought that the Super Bowl field was like, what's going on? This is the most watched television show every single year. It's the most watched television show. Get the field in order, man. What the fuck was that about? That I thought was ridiculous. Okay. So another big things in the game, my takeaways from the game is Patrick Mahomes needed to win this game. He needed to win the game so he can establish himself as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he has. 5 straight AFC appearances, 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. I believe he has 2 or 3 league MVPs. Is it 2? Is it 3? I think it's just 2. But regardless, he can retire right now, and he's going to the Hall of Fame. That's the kind of career he's had, okay? Let's just put it there, all right? And he's only 27 years old. But to talk about him as a great, he needed to win another Super Bowl. So now, whatever happens after this, he's just adding to a stellar resume, trying to work towards people saying, is that the greatest quarterback of all time? He's got to keep going. He's got to get more wins, but he's working on it. So we like to see him work on it. That was my takeaway from that. I thought if Jalen Hurts lost the game and didn't play well, it was going to really hurt him. But to me, that dude established himself as, pay me my $40 million a year ASAP, y'all. So I thought that was great. What else is going on in the game? It just, I don't know. I don't even know what to, it just really was a fantastic game, Kudos and shout out to the Chiefs. Oh, and I had to tell you my bets. Let me tell you about my bets. Yes, I forgot about this. So my bets, I bet that the Chiefs would score 5 touchdowns. So they had to have 5 touchdowns. Not 6, not 7, not 4. It had to be exactly 5 touchdowns. So I won that bet. And then I bet that, this is one of those prop bets, I bet that the first score would be a touchdown, a passing touchdown. I got that bet. And then I bet on the Chiefs and the over, and then I had another bet just on the Chiefs, and so I won all those bets. So I won a little bit of money, and so I can buy Rachel a purse. So yeah. So anyways, that was pretty. That was pretty good. All right. So the halftime show. Let's go with the halftime show. So I was gonna show you this, but it's like my thing isn't working because it was such a stressing setup to set the camera up so I could have Rachel on was such a hassle. Okay, but it took me like 45 minutes, and I wanted to be done already. Like, I gotta go. We have dinner reservations, so we gotta go. So Trump was going in on Rihanna's Super Bowl performance, which I don't understand. We were sitting in that sushi restaurant I was telling you about, and we couldn't hear the sound. We heard like from other TVs in the casino, we heard the sound, but we didn't hear it. So we saw her, and I was like, what's Rihanna doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she looked like how Aretha Franklin started to look as like Rihanna looked like an old woman, but still doing it. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't doing like, all this. She was just chill. And I was like, oh, this is who she gonna be when she's like 58, still out on the road. And I was wondering why she was doing that. And then it turns out people were Googling and it looks like, oh, she's pregnant. So she was pregnant and still gave a really great performance. Like, Rihanna's got that thing, I don't know what it is, but she got that it factor. So she was just kind of gliding around and like, it was funny, but it's great. So like, nobody, it just was like, I'm not I know a few of her songs, I'm not like a big Rihanna fan like that. I think she's a great personality, and I know more about her because of Rachel and Fendi, her fashion. Like, she's a fashion mogul now. I don't even think is she even a musician anymore? She's like such a fashion mogul. But Trump, you look like a fool, man. Like, you look like a fool. Like, you're like, what a petty, bitter bitch to be mad at Rihanna for whatever she said and then to attack her performance. Really? You got to attack the pregnant black woman on Super Bowl Sunday because you don't like her? Like, it's like, you look stupid, man. The guy looks dumb. I thought that was like, let that one go, man. Take that L. Take that L, man. I don't know. That just was dumb. But it was interesting to see, like, like, I wonder at what point did she know that, this performance isn't going to go the way we want. Like, when she showed up to rehearsal, did they have like a bigger plan for her to do more stuff? And then they just said, she was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. So just have a lot of dancers around me now because I'm just going to be like, shine bright like a diamond. You know what I mean? She was so chill. It's just funny how she was just floating around. You know what I mean? Like, she just like looked like Cher now. Like, Cher does that. You know what I mean? So it was cool. It was crazy. So shout out to Rihanna in the halftime show. That was pretty good. You know what, guys? I think I gotta take my wife out to I gotta take my wife out to dinner, y'all. I gotta take my wife out to dinner. I want to thank y'all for watching Riffin with Griffin. I want to thank you for listening to Riffin with Griffin. Thank you for the support as always. Like I say, subscribe, share, look for me on Twitch and Twitter and all that. Twitch. Look for me there, even on Erik Griffin Gaming on YouTube. Check me out on that because I'm on that a lot too. So, and I appreciate you guys being here as always. But you know what we do to end the show? We got that rap recap. That's how we do it on Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, Cat Rachel on the show. Now we gotta go. Do it Gucci slow. While Erik hit this flow. We got to go. Super Bowl Sunday. What's the show? Patrick Mahomes, MVP. On the O-say, can you see? Rihanna, floating around. She pregnant, but she still threw down. Woo! Patrick Mahomes with the MVP. I needed more beats on that. Well, that's the rap recap, y'all. And I thank you for being here on Riffin with Griffin. and I will see you next week. Peace, y'all. Yeah.